Okay, so I had to stop the video in the middle and use the loo, the bathroom. Uh, so at the end of this week, Friday, I have my colorectal appointment where the surgeon is going to look at my anus. And I am freaked right out. I don't want to show anyone my bum. Not only that, but because my bowel movements are difficult and painful, like I really am triggered in my sensations and my traumatic associations with that body part, like almost every day. I don't think I have easy pooping. And I remember now when I was a teenager, I decided to take my health in my own hands, in my own two hands, and get to the bottom of this. Ha ha ha, the bottom. And find out what was making my digestion so difficult, right? And so there was a few different causes that I did find. And the first one was that I could not live on a vegetarian diet. And my mom's a Buddhist. Why is this? This is not good. How? All right, I'll redo. So, yeah, I did find out finally that I have multiple food insensitivities. I have a reaction called oral allergy, pollen crossover syndrome. All those words are in there. I don't know in what order. Okay, so that means, what it means is that basically I'm allergic to pollens, birch pollen in particular, and another one, I forget what. Anyways, and what that means for me is that I can't eat fresh fruits and fresh vegetables that are actually the fruit part of the plant, because the fruiting part of the plant contains proteins that are very close to the pollen proteins, which I'm allergic to, and my body's immune system just reacts to them as well. Tomatoes. I can't eat tomatoes. Isn't that sad? I eat a lot of tomatoes, but I can't eat them without suffering. But the cure for this is very easy. It's cooking the food. So all the fruits need to be stewed or transformed by cooking, which denatures the protein, which turns the proteins into a different shape, which makes it harder for my immune system to recognize as dangerous. And so in allergy season, for me, the hay fever is very bad. Ragweed pollen is also a major issue for me. And what I found out in my allergy management is that if I can keep the total amount of immune system irritants low, then I don't experience the allergies themselves as severely. What this means is that I do not take allergy medication for my ragweed, which is a very severe allergy. Like I can go anaphylactic from ragweed pollen. I can be in a field of ragweed and my body will shake. I've been in anaphylaxis many times from this in this time of year. Other allergens I have to minimize are dust, just regular dust, and mouse rodent. So that's why I'm super cleaning out my garage, because we do have rodents who are finding their way in and we are murdering them because I am allergic. And yeah, also because we found droppings like in our kitchen. Anyway, we're doing all the things that we're supposed to be doing, and it is the season where everybody in the country is getting mice coming in from the outside. And we have an empty field in front of our house, so it's going to happen. But yeah, I'm allergic, so we can't just let it happen. We have to like deal with it. All right, so that oral allergy syndrome was problematic as a child for me because my mother was a vegetarian, and so we ate a lot of vegetables and fruits. And she also didn't like cooking very much. So the rawer and more unprocessed the food, the more difficult it is for me to digest. Oh no. But then every week we would switch. I would go and be with my father for some time, or like different years we did different routines, but I spent a fair amount of time there. And at my dad's, well, he ate like a standard North American diet, which is full of meat and processed foods. And I mean, processed foods, my body doesn't recognize as food. It just goes through me. So yeah, I had difficulty eating, and I couldn't keep a regular eating schedule because there was always different kinds of foods that were all problematic for me in some way. Now that I'm adult, and since I've been adult, I've taken into my own hands my digestive health. And for a long time, I mean, I also tried being vegetarian in my own way just to make sure, and twice for years, and found that, yes, I am one of those people who I really cannot do well on a vegetarian diet. I need meat in my diet, but I don't need tons of it. So after this, last summer I had a bout of COVID that made me turn inside out and affected my digestive system. So I could not eat for days, and everything was coming out, and I completely cleaned out my system. And then I had to reintroduce foods slowly and methodically. So I did that, and I have reached the point where I'm able now to eat what I used to be able to eat. But I started out with very light foods, really only very, very light foods. And it was fish. I just eat plain fish protein all the way. That does well for me. So yeah, but now I'm kind of back to my things. So I can eat a limited diet, or I can eat anything I want cooked, as long as there's not too much fiber. And the gastric emptying test that I had a while back showed that I do not have any delayed gastric emptying, so it's not gastroparesis, which is a really good news. But fiber doesn't sit well with me anyway. Sit well. Ha ha. All right. So now I know what foods can go in and how do they come out. So I have a normal-ish stool. It's usually very slightly constipated. Like, it's lacking, it has some smooth sides, which means that the body was working on moving it. It was taking some time to move. So, and I have noticed that my digestion, it does take time, like a day and a half instead of a day to get out, from in to out. So that's not so slow. It's okay, right? So that's good. And it's just the actual elimination itself, like the actual act of relaxing the body, opening the sphincters, and letting it come out, because the passage from in to out hurts me. And that's what's going to get looked at and fixed on Friday. Well, not fixed on Friday, but looked at and a plan made. And that's exciting, because when my ass is fixed, I will be able to poop without pain. Is that going to happen? Is that a realistic goal? I hope so, because it is very psychologically difficult to have painful poops for 3 solid years. Not good. All right, I'll let you know how it goes, of course, right? All right, so eat well, eliminate well, sleep well. These are the fundamentals in life, and love well, of course. I love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.